let's talk about some news.
Uh-huh.
There's a game I play
Uh-huh.
that I love dearly,
Uh-huh.
but it stresses me out.
Uh-huh.
It's called Escape from Tarkov.
Oh.
Recently, they have, they're trying to go 1.0. So they've removed the special, and we talked about this before, we removed the Edge of Darkness edition.
Yep. Which gives you
a huge boost to your, you get a huge boost in game. You don't have to, you get like the Gamma case, which is like a super big case that's a private case. You don't lose anything in it when you leave a raid. If you die in a raid, whatever, you get a lot more money, you get a lot more equipment, you get a lot more inventory space.
Yep.
But you also got all of the DLC forever.
Yes.
When you buy that edition.
And this costed...
And it cost about $120.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, this is a special pre-release edition, so we're going to remove it now.
Yes, we're not going to sell it anymore.
Yeah, because we don't want to be giving away DLC for free to all these people.
Yes, forever.
Yeah.
So fine and dandy, they gave it away, whatever. I mean, they don't have to offer this promotion forever.
Yeah, it was a pre-release promotion. Yeah. And now suddenly, they've announced what was the edition? Can't remember what the hell it was called.
Unheard
edition. Yeah. Which is the new $250 edition of Tarkov.
Yes.
That has extremely pay-to-win items in it. But one of the biggest things that people are complaining about is that it came with a PvE persistent characters that you could play with your friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would do that. I want that edition where I don't have to play with other people. I can just go through the game with my friends. And it doesn't wipe. Like, it doesn't wipe. Every so often, Tarkov wipes. And you lose all your progress, go back to square one.
Yeah.
This game would not wipe. It would be persistent.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh man, that would be fun. Then I could actually like get through the game.
Yes.
Without in my own time or in time with friends.
Yes, exactly.
I was like, man, that's cool. But
yes,
everyone's saying that is the pure definition of DLC.
Yes.
And they weren't giving that away with Edge of Darkness. They were like, no, you have to pay for this edition.
They said it's not DLC. It's like a game expansion. Or how did they word it? DLC means additional downloadable content. PV is a feature and a game mode. It's like, okay, well, you're being like nitpicky with your wording here.
Oh yeah, they're trying to get the cash grab to try to go 1.0. So they're doing everything they can to try and like make people pay more.
Yeah. So the other question is like, can you get this extra mode without buying this unheard of edition? I think you have to get this mode by buying this edition.
As of when it was announced, yes, that's what you would have to do.
Yeah.
They have since rolled back their decisions to make Edge of Darkness get this edition for a limited amount of time. Yeah,
so that was the other... These guys are so full of shit. That was the other thing I read was they said, oh, we don't have the server capacity to do this for free. Like, it's still going to be taking up server space or whatever because even though it's an offline PvE mode, it still is online and whatever. And they said they can't do it for free because they don't have the capacity. So, but they can offer it for 6 months for free to everybody, and that won't eat up their server capacity. Like, it's just a bunch of bullshit.
Oh yeah, it's such a train wreck.
Yeah. I mean, I understand they need to make money, whatever, and like Tarkov is a limited amount of money can be made from the game.
Yeah, because it's not a subscription base, and there's no way to buy. There's no cosmetics or anything like that.
Yeah, so either like, why don't like I obviously I don't own a game company. I don't have their metrics of what's going on in the background. But like when I see stuff like this, where it's like, okay, you are obviously they knew when they announced this, it's going to piss people off. Like, how could you not know?
Yeah, right.
With all the negative press that's going to come, like, why wouldn't you look at like, okay, we don't have any cosmetic stuff in there. Well, why don't you add some in?
Yeah, just add some in.
Get some in.
Like when you play the game, you can change your clothes.
Yeah.
And you can customize kind of how you look.
Yeah.
But that unlocks per level and
Yeah.
you have to pay money for it.
Okay, so they add in like a new hat that's only available cosmetically. It doesn't add anything to the game, take away from the game, whatever.
Yeah, they should have had in that kind of stuff for like at the beginning.
Okay.
But they didn't want to do that kind of stuff when they first announced
so
it.
They'd rather fuck everyone over this other way harder way?
Yeah, they're really backpedaling on what they originally said they were going to do with the game.
Yeah.
Like no cosmetics, no microtransactions, no any of this, but they definitely underestimated how long and how much money it was going to take to do the game.
Okay, and the next thing is okay, there's a finite amount of money. And they refuse to put it on Steam because, Steam takes 20% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you would still make all this other money. Then you wouldn't have to fuck everybody. And people would be like in love with it. Imagine if they were like, we're going to launch on Steam. There's going to be a $250 edition that gives you all this stuff. Or you can get the regular edition with like less of the stuff, but all the modes. People would have been like, amazing. This is the best news we've ever seen. But they just fucked it up so bad.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So are you going to buy this?
If they do the PvE as a standalone.
That costs a relatively
normal amount of money. Yes. 100%.
Okay.
There's no way I'm going to regret saying this, but yeah, there's probably no way I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because that means I can play on my own time. I don't have to worry about it wiping all the time. I can get through the game, and with friends, and I don't have to like spend the ridiculous amount of hours grinding every day to get to the end of the game before it wipes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's just, and they have like basically pay to win features they've added with this too, because of all this, you get better bonuses to skills and blah 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 blah.
You get increased character skill levels.
Yeah.
So you have in the game there are a ton of skills that you have to level up by using them.
Yeah.
You can't level them up any other way. And by doing this with this edition, you get a boost to those starting skills.
Yeah.
You get it's like expanded PMC pockets. Now, like what is that? Well, when you have your PMC, you get your pockets are 4 slots. And they're all separated, so you can only put in a 1 slot item in each slot. With the enhanced PMC pockets, 2 of those pockets are actually 2 slot pockets.
Oh yeah.
So you can carry in a lot more stuff.
Exactly.
Bigger stash. You get a 10x72 stash to start instead of if you have a Edge of Darkness, it's 10x63. So even bigger stash, like only a couple more lines, but still bigger.
It's like 70 more items.
Yeah. Unique in-game melee weapon, in-game armband. That's fine. Increased mail retention time.
Oh yeah.
So when you play and you get quests and you finish quests, you get those items get sent to your mail. Any rewards, any insurance claims get sent to your mail, and you have a finite amount of time to claim that. It's usually like 3 days. Real time.
Yes.
So if you don't log in for 3 days, all that stuff's gone. They're like, oh well, I guess you didn't want it.
Yeah.
And so
return to sender.
Yeah, return to sender. So this increased mail retention time is actually pretty big.
Yeah. And it's like fake inventory slots too.
Yeah. More slots on the flea market for when you're selling stuff, which is, that's whatever.
Whatever.
Increased fence standing, which is pretty big.
Well, yes. And then the other thing with that is that if you have, the fence is if your standing's over 6, the AI scav won't shoot at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a certain amount of meters.
Yeah. So it's like, you start off almost being able to not being shot at by these guys right at the start.
Yeah. And then, of course, free access to all subsequent DLC.
Oh, yes. Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is like one of the biggest blunders I've ever seen.
Yeah, and there are some new items that you can only get that are OP as frig. So there's a unique radio item called Mark of the Unheard. What this does is it's a radio where you can call out to any of your friends who aren't in your raid and pull them into your raid to help you.
Oh, after it started?
After it started.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what?
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, this, I mean, yeah, that's a bit pay to win for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that's pay to win, and a lot of the times with Tarkov, yeah, never mind. It's just all pay to win. Like having those extra inventory slots, having that starting with even with Edge of Darkness, starting with that bigger case.
Yeah.
That's all. It's all pay to win.
Yeah.
Like you accelerate so much faster. Like you need playing it regularly with like the regular edition. It takes so long to get all this stuff, and you have to like do these quests. But you start with the Edge of Darkness, or this edition, you're already through those quests. You don't need to do them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little. I mean, it's fine they want to offer stuff like this, but just to be like, no, that's not DLC.
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing.
That's the stupidest part of this whole thing. Like, well, what was the point of buying the special edition? The whole idea was like, I'm going to get all the DLC. It's like, okay, maybe you screwed up when you offered this edition.
Yeah.
But like, don't be like, no, that's not DLC. Because then everything they're going to add is not going to be DLC. No, it's not a DLC.
No, it's a game mode.
Okay, whatever you say. So if I bought the Edge of Darkness edition for $150, now I have to spend another $250 to get this new mode? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
It's
just like when Arena came out. They were like, oh, it's not DLC, it's a new game mode. You got to purchase it.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah,
it's DLC.
Yeah. So they've done this before?
They've done it before, which is why they removed Edge of Darkness edition. But then it's like they just put back the
same thing.
Season pass thing again in the new edition.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again.
Oh my God, it's so wild.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? You guys have a really good product.
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They have a really good product.
It's not for me, but yes.
It's not for you. It's barely fit. It's for me, but it's also barely for me.
Yeah.
Because it takes a long time.
It's for you if you don't have a job.
Yeah. If your job is to play Tarkov, it's for you.
Yeah.
It's such a good product. But yeah, they just keep making questionable choices, especially with all the pay to win stuff.
I don't understand how you could sit there and think like, oh, we're not going to have a problem with this. Let's roll this out. Especially if they already did it with the arena.
Yeah.
They already knew what was going to happen here.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
So stupid. But that's just money.
Mm-hmm.
But just put it on Steam. Put it on Epic. Like, you wouldn't need to do shit like this if you sold it on Steam.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if they put it on Steam. It would be the #1 seller the day it came out.
Probably, yeah.
Like, guaranteed. So stupid.
Yeah, they don't want to take that 30% cut while they're still in beta.
So they'd rather just have the world's worst PR move of all time instead? Like, holy crap, dude. So crazy.
It is crazy.
So when are there going to be like Tarkov? There must be Tarkov private servers, eh?
I don't know. There's a lot of Tarkov clones coming out now.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, I read about one from a guy that he worked on the Division or something like that.
I don't know. There's Gray Zone, that Gray Zone combat that's coming out.
Yeah,
which looks really good. There's another one that someone was playing, but it was like a mobile version of Tarkov.
Yeah.
But that's coming to PC now too.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, well, we're not going to do all this stuff. Just come play our game. It's actually free.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what they see, the writings on the wall. And it's like, let's get as much money as we can before there's other ones. It is kind of crazy how long it's taken for there to be like a competitor to this game.
Yeah.
On PC. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know about them, but you'd think there would have been like a Chinese clone already of this game, you know?
There are games that did or are coming out that are like it that are they're just not as good.
Yeah.
You know? They haven't done the...
But is even this game like that good? I mean, technically good, but I remember like just watching you play and stuff like that and be like, oh, my bullets didn't hit. Or like just weird stuff going on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that there's their whole armor versus bullets stuff, and you spraying and praying and maybe not hitting stuff.
Yeah,
because it's all down because it is an RPG at its heart, right?
Yeah,
kind of. Where your skill in that weapon,
it's not necessarily based off of your actual skill.
Yeah, there is some random chance happening.
Yeah. Just because you can put the reticule over the guy's head doesn't mean you're gonna hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like even shooting guns in real life.
Mhm.
Like you notice that, you're a little bit wavery, wobbly when you're
Oh yeah,
holding
for
it and
sure.
stuff.
But I mean, if you have a perfect steady hand and you put the indicator over a guy's head
Yeah.
in real life or whatever the
Mhm.
target, you'll hit it.
Yeah, but that's because you have the skill to do that.
Yeah. But
Whereas
I mean,
in Tarkov, you have to like build that skill up.
but I think
from level one.
correct me if I'm mistaken, but in Tarkov, it's like you could put the reticule.
Oh
on
yeah,
his
yeah,
head
you definitely can.
and it'll miss anyways.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
'Cause
not my favorite mechanic.
Yeah, that's where the RPG style stuff
I know,
comes
but
in.
like, if I got the reticule on the guy's head, I hit the guy's head.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
That's the Call of Duty style.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
No, Call of Duty style is just swipe it over their head.
Yeah, just
Quick scope.
Yeah, quick scope, bullets. As soon as you pull that trigger, the bullet's hitting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyways, they fucked this up. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, they screwed up big time. Big time.
Yeah.